is complete. Dismantling the display is pretty much going to be the opposite of the assembly. And since we have your banner stands here, I'll give you a brief reminder about the dismantling of the banner stands. You simply disconnect the pole and slide the banner down. As I'm sliding the banner down, I'm watching to the left and the right to ensure that the fabric's not crinkling too far into one end. If it does start to go too far to one end, I just extend it, dance it back into place where it's pretty much centered, and walk it down. As soon as I can grab my hands on the top bar, I do so, and guide it the rest of the way. Please note how slowly I'm moving. This is not retractable as in blink, it's take your time. Disconnect the pole, and then we will put it back into its nylon bag. Always give yourself the space required to do the job correctly. Even if you think for a second, oh, I can do this, don't. Make sure you have proper space. What we're doing is we're taking the banner stands down first because, again, we want that room to be able to lay this system down and disconnect it. Obviously, if the show allows for it, and you have a step ladder, you could do that as well to remove the graphic elements. That would almost be recommended, but I want you to see how it can be done without a ladder being used, just in case you don't have one available. We're going to always grab from the bottom because even though everything's secure, we just want to make sure that we've got the weight of the unit in control. And as we pick it up and lean it back, we want to do it as fluidly as possible without damaging anything. Again, it's heavy when you do it in that fashion. Just please keep that in mind. You definitely want to have two people. You definitely want to have two people that work well together. We're going to dismantle it basically the way that we assembled it. In the extrusion, I'm unscrewing it. What we're doing is we're getting the base plates out of the way right away, just so we can get everything back down to a flat surface. Your toolkit includes every Allen wrench that you will need for the install, as well as a couple of extras. Again, we're doing the graphics next. Screwing the cap. One thing I failed to mention during the assembly portion is that the standoffs too can give you a false read. So once you get them locked down, you want to give them a little tug just to make sure. What occasionally happens is if you don't have this out far enough, it'll spin and spin and it'll feel like it's locked, but it's actually just sitting in space. So you do want to make sure that that's secured into place. Highly recommended that the standoffs be put back together before you pack them up and ship them. Again, because all the pieces can come undone, it would be a shame to leave them behind. at the show. Since we're dismantling, we don't need to flip the frame or anything at this point. We can just kind of get our tools under there. And disconnect it. This is usually the part of the project that causes the most difficulty, simply because most people have that "I gotta get out of here right now" mentality at the end of the show. So it's very important to mentally prepare yourself that this will take a little bit to do. Give yourself the right amount of time. And take your time. It's also helpful to have positive attitude and a happy song in your head. I'm not singing out loud right now because I'm doing a tutorial, but it makes the time go by faster while you're doing this element. Again, these sliding lock bars, you just slide them over to one side of the extrusion and lock it down for shipping. If you want to, you can take them all the way out and put them in your hardware kit. But they should be safe where they're at. And that was the dismantling of the system. The only other thing that we're going to show you is we'll pack up the case and we'll just take a quick shot of that so you can see what it looks like, what it will look like when you receive it. Otherwise, you basically installed it and you dismantled it. And very first, I did not cut myself once, so I'm sure you won't either. And thanks for your time. I will include a card. If there's any questions during the install, please give me a call and I'll be happy to answer your questions. Thanks.